What is up, Bodyweight exercise fans? In this week's video, I'll be sharing with you a personal interview done by one of you, my YouTube subscribers. And usually what I do each week, if you haven't seen the video related to this topic, is I'll hang out with one of you. We'll have a Zoom video call where you can ask me anything you want, either that's regarding custom training advice, bodyweight exercise advice, calisthenics advice, nutritional advice. You can also ask me anything you want that is more personal. And after doing this with one of you, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I had a really interesting conversation that started to feel more of an interview. And just because the whole conversation had such, really good vibes and a really effortless flow, I thought of why not sharing this as a piece of content for this week. Plus, it's extremely hot here in northern Greece, as it is, in a lot of other places in the world right now. It's been a heat wave that, has been lasting for weeks. It hasn't been that warm for about 50 years where I live. And if you do follow me on YouTube, you know that I'm a bigger fan of the cold and not such a big fan of the heat. So, I didn't also feel like shooting anything regarding training. I've been doing mostly maintenance the last weeks. So instead of that, I thought of sharing this interview. I hope you find it interesting, and until next time, keep on training.
I want to tell you that I'm watching your videos for years and I enjoy it. I enjoy them very much. Mm-hmm. And you are so kind of inspiration for me.
Thank you.
And
nice to hear.
An exemplar. And so this is why I want to get to know you a bit better than
Sure.
it is possible through only YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that I'm very happy for your successes. For me, I consider you a self-made man. This is very inspirational for me.
Thank you.
And maybe first question, what I could see through YouTube videos, you have lived in the Netherlands. Am I right?
Yeah, for 7 years.
You have 7 years, and you have moved to Greece. And as I see, but fix me when I'm wrong, as I see, you became in Greece more happier.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
How can I say, you find yourself.
True, that's true. It's pretty true.
But I want to ask you that, is there something you miss that there were in the Netherlands, but there isn't in Greece? For example, did you have friends left behind or anything?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so I grew up, first of all, I grew up in Greece, and I left Greece when I was 23. And that's when I lived in the Netherlands for about 7 years. I did have grandparents in the Netherlands, but other than that and some summer holidays, it wasn't like a place I lived more than a few weeks, as a vacation in the summer. So 7 years in the Netherlands, I liked it at first a lot. It was like a mind-opening experience. It's always good to travel, I believe, and to see different cultures and meet different people and all that. And I certainly made some good friends there. But after a couple of years, I would say after year 5, I started to feel homesick. I felt that I didn't belong there, both physically and mentally in a way. I felt away from home. And I also felt that although I had I can say I had 2 really close friends. Other than that, the rest of the people that I hanged out, they were nice and that, but they didn't feel, as close as my friends that I grew up here in Greece feel. Here my friends, the people I grew up with, they're like brothers, basically. They're like family. And for me, that's important. I need to have my peer group of good friends that we've grown up together. We've had similar experiences. And I also missed my hometown. You know, here it's really beautiful. We have mountains and a lake, and the Netherlands are super flat. You know, there are no mountains.
Yeah.
So for me, the Netherlands, you know, I always felt like a little bit naked with nothing around me. And when I have the mountains around me, it feels more snuggly in a way. It feels like home. So the moment I came back here, I felt a lot more like home. Plus, the other thing that I like here in my hometown is that it's small. You know, in the Netherlands and in all big towns, I've lived also in big towns in Greece. You know, you have to travel every day. It's like metro. It's like a lot of people, you know, always on the go, stressed. And here it's like a lot more chill. And of course, Greece is more chill than Northern Europe, which, you know, as most countries here down low. But I like it here that I can walk everywhere, you know, in town, that I can take my bicycle and go most places. I'll only take my car because I have equipment and I train people outdoors. But other than that, I always walk wherever I want to go, or I travel by bike. And yeah, like in conclusion, like these are more or less the reasons that I feel more comfortable here. And it's a low rhythm, lower stress, and yeah, I feel more connected to this place.
Ooh, it sounds so good. I want to move to Castoria right now.
It's beautiful. You should visit.
I like mountains too. So, and in your videos, I can see the very beautiful mornings at the lake and the mountains and the pines. So, very beautiful place. In the videos, we can see a place like a gym. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask that this is part of your apartment, or you live in a house and this is another place?
Yeah, so basically this is like my office / training studio. You know, I used to train a little bit people here indoors, but then I stopped, and I use this mainly as my studio where I shoot stuff, and my office, you know, where I work, where I create content, where I edit my videos, and where I, you know, chill to design workout routines and all this. So I actually used to live here in the beginning as well, to just to be a bit more lighter financially. But it's been now a couple of months, because like this used to be a little room with a bed, and you know, that's all I had. I lived here. But now it's been a few months that I moved to an apartment with my girlfriend. And so now I've separated work and my regular living place, which is good. You know, it's I think it's a good idea to not work and sleep in the same place.
Yes, it's true. And what is the form of your enterprise? So do you have partners, or you do it only alone?
Yeah, so I started alone. I started when I came back home here, a cousin of mine asked me, like, do you do personal training? And I was like, sure, I do. So I started training my cousin, and after that, like, it went like mouth to mouth, and I started training more and more people. It got to a point where I realized that I have too many people that I train. I have to take it a little bit easier. And that's when I also got a second coach. So right now it's me and Chris, a second coach, who we train people together. You know, Chris trained with me for 2 years in the beginning. Then I saw that he was really into the whole bodyweight muscle philosophy. And he's also like a Taekwondo world champion. He used to be in the past. Ooh. So he's really good, and he really embraced the bodyweight muscle philosophy. So that's when we started working together. And he's the second head coach here in bodyweight muscle, the bodyweight muscle company, basically.
And could I see him on videos, or will we see him on videos?
Yeah, sometimes you've seen him. He's like a bald guy, so he doesn't have any hair. He has some tattoos, and yeah, that's Chris.
Okay, I got it. And I don't know, maybe it's so indiscreet question, but the coaching and YouTube does makes you a living, or you have to do something else?
Yeah, so for the first years when I started Bodyweight Muscle, it was more of a hobby, but then I realized if I really want to take this to the next level and put more work in it, make it better, refine it, I will have to make it my job as well. So slowly I started, with some books. I got some books on Amazon. Then I started coaching people online, and then I also started coaching people offline. So combined, all that, my books, my programs, the offline coaching here, and my online coaching, it does make me nowadays a living. So I can do what I love, which is pretty great.
Ooh, it's great. It's great. And I am very happy for that. I have to tell you that it's very good to see you thrive, see you happy. So it's very good.
Thank you. Favorite song, again, like I love music. I like to listen music pretty often during the day. And I listen to all kinds of music, depends, when I'm writing, I'll listen to jazz. So there are no lyrics, but I can focus. When I want to relax after workout, I'll listen to classical. When I work out, I might listen to hip hop or rock and roll. And I'll listen to house music. I like everything mostly. But favorite song, it depends. I can't say like there's a favorite song. It changes a lot. But I like the 60s a lot, the 70s, and a little bit of the 80s. Like those are my favorite decades. But even older stuff, you like 50s, I'll listen to 50s and even down to 40s. I feel that music from those decades, from that era, has a bit more warmth to it. It's a little bit more real. As opposed to today, I think there's just too much information, too much influence. Like music it's not that authentic nowadays. It feels, of course, you always have musicians that will be special, like Amy Winehouse, for example. Although she's pretty recent, like she has like that 60s vibe. She's like an authentic artist. She was, rest in peace. But favorite song, it depends on the day. It depends on the day. I can't say I have a favorite song.
Have some fitness related question, if possible.
Yeah,
or not just a question, discussion. So first, I admit I can't do more than 2 pull-ups right now. So I decided not to train pull-ups, because doing 2 for example, 3 sets of 2 pull-ups makes no sense for me. So I do only bodyweight rows.
Yeah.
And I want to max it out. Is it okay? This approach is okay?
Yeah. What do you mean by max it out?
I do progression. I place my feet upon something. And so I do the progression I have seen in your videos too. And after it became easier, I will switch to pull-ups.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Okay? Yeah, that sounds great. Like you can start with regular rows, make them like flat, horizontal rows. Then you can even move on to decline rows. So, have like your feet higher on a box or something. And those are really great also for your traps and, focusing on mind to muscle connection, cues, stuff like that. And you can keep on working that. Then you can move on to full bodyweight rows, with your feet tucked. I don't know if you've seen those. Yes. You can progress to those later on. Those are pretty tough, but they're also great. And for sure, you can move on to pull-ups later on. If you're struggling with pull-ups, I would recommend also though to get a band, and do band-assisted pull-ups. That way you can you'll get there faster. You can go slower, with the inverted row.
approach. But if you want to get your pull-ups higher a little bit faster, then I would definitely recommend working on band assisted pull-ups and getting more reps that way, and slowly decreasing the load of the band, using lighter bands. And but both approaches work. They're fine.
Thank you. And the last question, if we have time.
Sure.
That we have in the past exchanged emails, and I have always concern about weightlifting. I mostly use bodyweight exercises, but sometimes I use weights too. And I have realized that I need two weightlifting exercise I can go without. The one is the pullover. Do you know this exercise, the dumbbell pullover?
Oh yeah, like the one. No, that's like the tricep.
No.
So
you lower your dumbbell there and get back up.
Oh yeah. So gotcha. It also targets a little bit the chest, right, and
chest,
triceps,
lat, and triceps.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's called upper body deadlift.
Okay.
So I can go without it. I admit, and I just say the other exercise is the heavy carries, and I know you know Dan John.
Yeah.
And Dan John always says that heavy carry is a must to do. And in bodyweight exercises, this is the only part I miss, the heavy carries. So I mostly do bodyweight exercises, but I realize I can't go without heavy carries, so I do farmer walks. But what is the situation with you? You don't miss heavy carries, or what's the matter?
No, those are great exercises, and the farmer walks are great. For me, I don't really miss any exercises. Sometimes I do miss like the bench press. It's like a really dynamic exercise. I used to like when I was young. Before I think I haven't done any bench pressing like in more than a decade. No. I did bench press for 2 weeks when I did a challenge on YouTube.
Yes.
To see like my strength, how much strength carryover do I have from bodyweight training to the bench press, and it turned out I did pretty well. But I really don't miss any exercises, because I just love the fact that I can go outside, just have a set of rings in my backpack and like train. And like for me, I love that element. Like some things I'll use extra stuff will be like the jump rope, which it's not like a significant piece of equipment, but one thing that I would say the only weight related exercise I do use from time to time are slam balls. I really love that exercise. So that's one of the exercises I use. And actually the coming year, I am considering to start a workout routine somewhere around November that will have a little bit of more stuff. So it will have slam balls, and it will have also a weighted vest. So this year I'm thinking that I'm ready to progress to a weighted vest. And a lot of people will train for 6 months and they'll move on to weighted vests. But for me, I felt that I needed at least 8 years of strict training before putting on a weighted vest, because you can get so far away, you can progress so further along the way with just focusing on mind to muscle cues, and like getting like 20 mind to muscle pull-ups and dips. It takes a lot of strength, but I'm at a point that I feel really good, that I feel that my relative strength is really good. And I also feel that for some people who struggle, they're stuck at their intermediate level, and they struggle a little bit with mind to muscle cues. sometimes using a weighted vest might be like a way to like cheat their way through mind to muscle cues. Like I always recommend focusing first of all on mind to muscle cues, but if you find that a little bit boring, if you find that it's difficult for you to make progress with, then using a weighted vest can work. And this way, I'm considering this year to start adding workout plans with a weighted vest. I'll be also including weighted vest sprints. So this year will be exciting. It will be quite different, for my at least minimal way of training. And I think this year will be fun.
Yes, it sounds fun. That was all my questions.
Great. This was a great call.
Thank you very much.
You should be an interviewer. This was like a really good interview.
I was.
You were
an interviewer.
Okay, so I can see that.
When I was at the university, we made a newspaper, and my task was to interview some politicians. So
okay, so that's why you're so good at it. Makes sense now.
Thank you.
Great. No, I like this video a lot. Like I can even upload it as a Q&A / interview on YouTube. Like if you don't mind.
Okay.
If you're comfortable with it, yeah.
It's okay.
Great.
I was very curious about you, so I had to ask these questions.
Sure. No, I like the questions.
Once again, I'm very happy for your happiness and success. And
thank you, man. You're really kind.
Very good to see. Very good to see.
Thank you very much.